Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. How are you doing? What's up? What are you doing with your families? What are you doing alone? What are you doing in your minds? What are your hands up to? What's in your stomach? How are your cats doing? How's your grandma? I'm doing all right. It is, I almost forgot, I didn't remember it was Thursday. So, just now occurred to me, I was kind of messing with the calendar. We have a calendar on our refrigerator, and I cross through the days as we go through them, you know? There's nothing better than just Xing it out. A lot of times that happens at 10 a.m. where I'm just going, even if I have other things to do, I just feel like crossing it out. It makes me feel better. So anyway, I was like, ooh, I forgot to cross out the day yesterday. And then when I saw that yesterday was Wednesday, I go, oh man. It was right when I cleaned up after dinner, all the dishes and stuff. And I was like, oh my, hey, come on, Robin. You made a point to get this done. Let's see. Let me look at the calendar. Okay, so if I come through with another podcast on Thursday next week, the 31st, New Year's Eve, that will make, I stayed true to my promise to you all that I would do a podcast every Thursday until the end of the year. Now, I'm going to continue that through 2021, as long as I can. Now, if something comes up, it's about to be a real busy season for me once January hits. But that doesn't mean I can't do this every Thursday, and I've really loved it. And anyway, it's something I need. This regularity and this keeping a schedule has really helped me through the end of 2020. So I'm going to keep going. Podomatic, where I publish my podcast, has this new Podomatic stats thing, or I don't know if it's always been there, but it was never like the landing page that I came to when I would start to upload or do whatever I needed to do on Podomatic. And about 2 weeks ago it started, so I get to see right away like where I'm ranked with all the podcasts and where I'm ranked within the whatever their literature thing is. I'm trying to see. I can't find it again right now. Oh, books is what it's called. I'm number 5 in books this week, apparently. And I'm number 153 overall. And what I loved about that is, so it showed me right at the front, and let me find it again. I'm scrolling back. I'm in between. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm 159 and 158. Right above me is Muscles by Brussels Radio, which I should just listen to these. Muscles by Brussels Radio. And then the one on the other side of me, 160, is Comedians with Ghost Stories. So I say we all check those guys out. I'm also near Drum Kid Music, DJ Rusty G's podcast. That's all I can see right now. But anyway, I thought that was nice. Shout out to Mexico as a whole, okay? That's a big place, but I'm going to give you all a shout out because somehow I have gotten the most listenership from Mexico, even above the United States listeners this week. Again, all of this has probably been available to me all along, but somehow I'm seeing it now on Podomatic. That's very shocking because I do know that mainly I get USA and Canada, and the UK I get quite a bit of listeners. But anyway, and then Bangladesh, 1 play in Bangladesh this week. So thank you, Bangladesh. 0 plays or downloads in Los Angeles this week. Bye, girl. Don't need ya. Thanks a lot, LA. Used to be one of my biggest places, and now I don't know what's going on there. That's a little weird, but who cares, right? I left them. I left LA behind, and I'm not sad about it. I'm sad about it only in the friendship ways of the friends that I'm not close to geographically anymore. Other than that, don't care. Really glad I don't live in LA, to be very, 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 very honest with you. I thought I loved it, and I even remember saying, I'll live here forever. I love it, and in some ways, I love my place in Beverly Hills. I loved the view I had of the mountains, and I saw the entire city, and I had a rooftop. If you have followed for a while, you've definitely seen photos of my balcony and the rooftop and all this stuff. But overall, and then I went through hell in that apartment where the elevator was broken for the better part of the last year I lived there, and I lived on the 6th floor, and the place didn't care, and I had one of the richest guys in Beverly Hills as the landlord, and he was just a despicable human being, and I don't even want to tell you how much I was paying for it, and, went through a lot of hard times in that apartment. But, yeah, but there were amazing things too. It's just so funny how if you're paying attention to yourself and your needs, they change all the time. If you're growing. So for a while, that was all I needed right there. That was great. I loved getting off of when the elevator worked, going outside, walking to the pharmacy, walking to the P.O. box. I walked everywhere in LA, believe it or not. I loved my best friend, Erica, was right down Olympic Boulevard from me. That was insanely comforting and wonderful, like having family nearby. There were so many good things, but overall, the LA attitude, the self-entitlement, the insanity, and if you ever did have to get in your car, I don't need it anymore. There's this decency in where I live now, in this kind of small area in Washington State, and it's just, people are just decent. And I know that it also has its problems and it's not perfect, and I find it to be far from perfect, but I'm very happy here. I hope this will last for a long, long, long time. I intend on this being the last stop before I die. This is where I want to die. So let's hope that happens. But again, you never know. Life, I do anyway. I just keep changing and growing, and I get better in some ways and worse in some ways, and I don't know. It's weird. You just realize permanency, there's no such thing, and there's definitely not many absolutes. So I like learning that. I like getting older. I really, really, really do. Let's see. Let me hit pause just a second. I just made some coffee, decaf. 1 second. Me drinking my coffee just reminded me. Let's do Culinary Corner. Let's skip ahead to Culinary Corner. I made for Damien and his 2 boys and me. Well, Damien can't have it right now. He's going to only have a bite because he's trying to not do dairy right now. But, sorry if that's oversharing, Damien. I'm not sure. Icebox cookies. I don't know what they're really called. We called them icebox cake. It's a big Midwest thing, and it's really good, and it's the most simple dessert you can ever make, and I promise you'd like it. It's kind of got a cookies and cream vibe. All it is you get Nabisco chocolate wafers, and you make your own whipped cream. Some people get the Cool Whip and whatever. I would not recommend that. Get real heavy whipping cream. All you do is you put some vanilla in it, whip it up, and you take the Nabisco chocolate wafers and you layer the whipped cream between them. And they form this beautiful, once it sits up in the refrigerator, it's this beautiful thing. Just look it up. Icebox cookies, or do Nabisco chocolate wafers, cake. And as long as it's in the refrigerator all day, it becomes this insane cake that is like nothing you've ever had unless you've had it. Let me know what you guys think. Does that sound gross? You know me. I'm not that into desserts, or I haven't been until recently. And I'm still trying to get back off a bit, because then I got way too into desserts and had a major sweet tooth over the last couple of years. But again, ever since I got a hysterectomy, I have a sweet tooth. So you tell me if that's typical. I don't know. I also got really fat at the same time. So I'm like, I keep thinking like I already had gained a lot of weight and then I got the sweet tooth, or maybe it's all correlated and maybe I need to face reality and go, okay, yeah, you eat too many sweets. But this icebox cake is one thing that I've always loved since I was a kid. It was one of the only desserts besides yellow cake with chocolate frosting that I got really into. So check it out. This isn't totally Culinary Corner, but it is. I'm asking you guys. When I say the words chicken Caesar wrap, what do you imagine? Okay, think about it. For A, does anybody like these? B, what do you think they are? Okay, for me, a chicken Caesar wrap has always, since the beginning of time, been, the tortilla varies. It's usually a flour tortilla, but it also is often, actually maybe more often than not, it's like a spinach tortilla. And inside is basically a chicken Caesar salad, cold, right? Inside there. Now, I love chicken Caesar wraps. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on here, but it's one thing that I am very into. If I'm traveling and I'm craving, something a little indulgent and a little cafe has a chicken Caesar wrap, I go for it. Now, in all reality, they're usually really shitty, right? I've made them myself and they're great. Sometimes they have like fried chicken in there, little fried chicken, I don't know, chicken tenders. But most of the time it's just, what do you call it? Baked chicken? Whatever regular chicken is. Why do I not know the name for it? Fresh chicken? Grilled chicken is usually what they call it. And usually there's a lot of Parmesan cheese. I'll be honest, I don't mind when they put too much dressing in there. But recently I got so excited because I never order food anymore. And I started to feel really bad about not eating, restaurant food and picking it up or having it delivered because there's so many restaurants just going under, especially in the small area. So it depresses the hell out of me. But anyway, so I decided, hey, there's this place down the road that I've always wanted. I read on their website that they pride themselves on their chicken Caesar wrap. I've been meaning to try this for a year. So Damien and I were out. We were picking something up, or maybe going to the storage unit, something like that. And on the way back, I go, you know what? I'm going to place the order for a pickup. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So I did that. Had a great experience picking it up. Came home. Super pumped about this. It was horrible. And the main reason why is that it was warm. And it wasn't a creamy Caesar dressing. What kind of Caesar dressing is oil and vinegar? None. Now, listen, my favorite salad is an oil and vinegar salad. But if I'm ordering a chicken Caesar wrap, anyway, I'm going on way too long. The point is, it was all warm. Warm lettuce, warm everything, warm chicken. The chicken's supposed to be cold, right? Or am I crazy? All right, moving on because I'm going on way too long. But this kind of stuff infuriates me. It really does. So it's Christmas Eve. I had a real hard time finding the book I was planning on reading a poem from. But I finally found it after about 3 days of searching for it. Can you tell my books are not organized yet? One day they will be. In fact, if I were to do a recommendation corner right now, that's what I would recommend, is organize something that's driving you nuts in your house or apartment. Because I have been starting to do that with a lot of little things. The books have not happened yet. I don't know that I want to go full alphabetical. I know I want to go categorical. So poetry would be in one, but then I've got so many books that are in like 3 different categories. I don't know. Actually, you tell me, question corner. How should I organize my massive amounts of books? I have no idea. I used to do it by category and alphabetically. Or no, I kind of kept it simple. It was, okay, art books are a whole other animal. They're on their own, and I used to have them alphabetical. And then I had, if it's like self-help on its own, and everything else, even nonfiction, with fiction, with essays, with poems, poetry. So if you have a recommendation for a home library, let me know. Anyway, so the book I'm going to read from, I read from only a couple months back. It is Pavel Šrut, Worm-Eaten Time, translated from the Czech by Deborah Garfinkel. I still don't know that much about this writer, Pavel Šrut, but I know he lived from 1940 to 2018. This book, I believe, was published right before he passed away. Yes, it was. Czech writer, poet, author. I think he wrote children's books. He was an essayist, a translator. And this book is from Phoneme Media. And this poem is called Fog is Fog is Fog. 1. We won't have another Christmas. We've put away our baby Jesus, a fishbone stuck in our throats. All our passports have been revoked. No more Christmas figs and grog. Everything has its terminus. To begin again anon. Fog is fog is fog. 2. We'll stoke the fire with another log and do Christmas up whole hog. We have meat, life so sweet. Later on, we'll all lie down in our beds of eiderdown. The city belches tear gas now. Fog is fog is fog. Gently I have flayed your skin. I'm a laughing Buddha, my sides split from our breath. Stalagmites grow in mirrors filled with smoke. I'm stripped naked and exposed, wife worn right down to the bone. The fish will then debone its flesh. Knives are our only dinner guests. They'll quietly eat a little bit, dole me out and rue it, then return to the eiderdowns. 3. The city belches tear gas now. Merry Christmas, y'all. That's my Christmas poem for you. Yeah, I have so many more winter and Christmas poems on my list for the coming weeks. But I wanted to kick off Christmas Eve. Well, I didn't kick it off. I said goodnight to it with this poem, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's end some things early because, well, it's not early. I've been going on way too long about chicken Caesar wraps. I hope somebody else is mad about that with me. Please, God, somebody from Mexico be mad about chicken Caesar wraps with me. I'm only speaking to you guys in Mexico because you guys are listening to me. LA, what do you know about chicken Caesar wraps? I don't know. Nothing. I used to get a good one there, though. Okay, I'm out of here. On a scale of 1 to 25, how happy are you right now? I would say if I weren't so exhausted, I'd be a full 24. But because I don't feel well today physically and I'm exhausted, I'm going to go with a 19. Does your stomach hurt? Yes, mine does. Do you get depressed if you don't bathe every day? I do. I get real depressed. I've realized if I skip a day, which again, gross, right? I'm so sorry. We should all bathe every day, right? Or do we not? I don't know. I wish I could do a survey of everybody and ask them how often they bathe. But the point for me is if I don't take a shower and or a bath, in fact, I'm better off taking a shower and a bath every day. Have you ever taken a shower bath? That's where you stand in the shower, you wash your hair with a shower, and as you do that, you fill up the bathtub slowly, but surely that may sound gross, but it's not, and then you have a bath ready to go. You're basically standing there, you're done with your shower, and then you slink on down into the bathtub. Shower bath. What's the best book you've read in 2020? I gotta go with The Executioner's Song for me. Sorry, everybody else. It's a damn good book. Do you think things will get better COVID-wise in 2021? And if so, when? When, dear God, do you think it will get better? I am so depressed. I really, for all of our sakes, if you want to lie to me right now, tell me it'll be better in February. I just want to hear some lies. And lastly, what's your favorite salad dressing? Mine is not Caesar salad dressing. Mine is an oil and vinegar, just basic vinaigrette. Also, my actual favorite is lemon juice with olive oil and a lot of salt and pepper. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Merry Christmas Eve. Whoops, I forgot to mention, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that, I think I mentioned it last week, but there's 10% discount on my book, Robin O'Neill, 20 Years of Drawing, big coffee table, monograph, art book, full color, as much as a person who mainly draws black and white drawings can be full color, but it is full color printing. It's available on my website, robinoneal.com/books. Or just go to robinoneal.com and see what else I have in the shop. But yeah, I'm taking pre-orders. I'll ship them out in early January. So me reading stuff, listeners get that 10% discount on a pre-order, and I would really appreciate it. I thank you guys all for your pre-orders so far. If you happen to be someone who's done that already, makes me really happy to know that I will be sending those out soon, and they're available through me. Listen to last week's episode and hear what I've gone through. These books were missing for a long time, basically. That's the easiest way to put it without going into details. But they're back, and they're all of my work for 20 plus years. So, I love you guys. Bye-bye.